My 3-year-old saw me cry and taught me what strength really means. They tell you to be strong, especially as a father, as a man, as the one your child looks up to for protection, comfort, and steadiness. But no one tells you what to do when your strength gives out, when the mask slips, when you're sitting on the floor of your kitchen, sobbing, and the tiny footsteps you hear behind you belong to the person you most wanted to protect from this side of you. That was me this morning. I've been struggling with depression, not the occasional blues or bad days, but the full weight of it, the kind that fogs your thoughts, crushes your energy, and makes even the simplest acts feel monumental. I've been doing the work, therapy, medication, small victories on the hard days, but healing isn't a straight line. Some mornings hit harder than others, and today broke me. But what happened next, what my son did, reminded me that maybe strength doesn't always look like what I thought it did. Maybe it's not about never falling apart. Maybe it's about what rises to meet you when you do. This is the story of how my 3-year-old reminded me what love looks like and what healing truly feels like. Mornings are usually chaotic in our house, in the way mornings always are when you're raising a toddler. It starts early, with the creak of his door opening, the soft patter of feet, and that tiny voice calling, "Daddy?" Sometimes I'm already up, trying to force a smile with my coffee. Other times, he wakes me from the couch, where I'd collapsed the night before. I don't show him the hard parts, not intentionally. I hide the shadows behind jokes, silly voices, routines. I keep the crying in the shower, the anxiety buried beneath laundry and breakfast prep, the hopelessness hidden in half-finished lists. But this morning started off differently. I woke up already heavy. That kind of heavy where your limbs feel like sandbags, and where mind is filled with static. I was already mentally beating myself up for not sleeping well, for snapping at myself the night before, for not being enough of the dad I wanted to be. I moved through the routine like a robot, made breakfast, got his clothes ready, helped him with his shoes. He was chatting the whole time, something about dinosaurs and trucks, and I nodded along, trying to stay present. But the fog was thick today. Every little task felt like a mountain. Then he sneezed. "Daddy, I need a wipe." Simple, innocent. Just a child needing help with a runny nose. I turned to grab the pack of wipes. It was sitting on the counter next to a glass of water I hadn't finished last night. In my haste, my elbow knocked it over. Water spilled everywhere. It was nothing, just water, but it felt like everything. It was the final straw. The thing about depression is that it lies. It tells you the smallest mistake is proof you're failing, that you're not good enough, that you're broken. And in that moment, I believed it. I collapsed to my knees, still holding the wipes, and just broke. I sobbed, not the quiet kind, the ugly kind. Shoulders shaking, breath stuttering, face in my hands. I didn't want him to see. I've always believed I should be the rock, the foundation, unshakable, but I couldn't hide it. Not today. I didn't even hear him approach at first, but then I felt it. 2 tiny arms wrapping around my neck. I looked up, blurry-eyed, and saw his face so close to mine, concerned, gentle. "Why are you crying, Daddy?" he asked. His voice was soft. He wasn't scared, just curious, loving. I tried to answer. I don't know, buddy." The words barely made it out between sobs, and without skipping a beat, he pulled me tighter into his arms and whispered, "It's okay, Daddy." Those words, so simple, so innocent, but so powerful. "It's okay, Daddy." He let go and ran across the room. I thought maybe he was overwhelmed or going back to his toys. But instead, he grabbed his wipes, the ones he uses for his own nose, and ran them back to me. "Here, Daddy," he said, trying to dab at my eyes. "It's okay." He looked so serious, so purposeful, like he'd watched me do this for him so many times, and now it was his turn. "Blow your nose, Daddy," he said, holding the wipe out with both hands. I did. He took it from me with this adorable grimace and said, "It's okay, I throw it away for you." He tossed it in the bin and came back, arms wide. "You better now?" I nodded. "I'm better now." He smiled and hugged me again. "Good." And just like that, the fog lifted. Not completely, not magically, but enough to breathe, enough to feel loved. After that, the rest of the morning unfolded quietly. We sat on the couch together, him curled into my side, holding his stuffed dinosaur. He didn't ask for explanations. He didn't need to. He just was there, present, open-hearted in the way only children can be. And I realized something I'd never let myself believe before. I don't have to be perfect to be a good father. I don't have to hide my pain to keep him safe. I thought I was shielding him by never crying in front of him, by only showing the strong, smiling version of me. But in doing that, I was teaching him that emotions are something to be hidden, that pain is shameful. But this morning we both learned something else. He learned that sometimes grown-ups cry too, and I learned that being vulnerable with your child doesn't make you weak. It makes you real. It teaches them that sadness is human, that love is not about always being okay, but about showing up anyway. That strength isn't about never breaking. It's about letting yourself be held when you do. He held me. My 3-year-old held me. There's still a long road ahead. Healing isn't a straight line. I'll still have bad days. But now I carry something new with me. The memory of his tiny arms. His little voice telling me it's okay. And in that moment, I saw the kind of person he's becoming. Compassionate, intuitive, brave. And I realized something else too. I'm not just healing for him. I'm healing with him. And that's the most beautiful part. So if you're out there, struggling to keep it together, know this. Sometimes the softest voices in the room hold the loudest kind of love. And sometimes it's okay to let them carry you. Do you like stories like this? Click here to watch more.